proud of you.
My guy.
Ronnie P.
Love Ronnie P.
How we doing?
Good. How you guys doing?
Josh, you're the first quarterback ever to record a passing, rushing, and receiving touchdown in a single game. In the way that it happened with Amari, I mean, I don't know if you could have ever imagined that happening. Was that your favorite touchdown of your career? Can you take us through that play, kind of how it happened and the emotions after?
It's got to be up there. I wish he got credited for something there, an assist or a passing touchdown. But again, I kind of threw a bad ball, so I was just kind of chasing it. It was kind of tipped around. He made a heck of a catch. Yeah, I threw it. It was just kind of sticky hand, and I just kind of chased the ball just to be there. And we made eye contact, and
That's what it was, yeah.
he just pitched it, and I had to go make a play. It was dope.
All right, what is it like to knowing that you can have that type of eye contact with a quarterback who's just such an outstanding football?
Nah, I was wondering what he was doing over there. Like, that doesn't usually happen, like, when you throw, like, a dart route like that. I just saw him. I figured he was over there because he wanted the ball, so I gave it to him.
Mario, have you watched Travis Kelce at all? Like, he's been doing that.
Yeah, I've seen that a couple years ago when they were trying to add that to their offense. So, yeah, I did.
Hey, Josh, first to win the division, your first goal out of the way. How impressive is it to do it this early?
It's a good feeling. You know, this one feels a little bit different. You know, this early in the season, we still got 5 games left. So the cool thing about it, like you get to go out there, we get to go out there, and we get to play free, right? There's really no repercussions for what we're doing, but at the same time, we're chasing the 1 seed. We understand that, we know that, and we got to keep getting better each and every week. So, but it's going to be fun. I mean, to go out there and play free and play relaxed and play loose, I think that could be a dangerous team.
Josh, you took a different approach going into this season. How much did you try to maintain that approach going into these 12 games into the season?
Yeah, again, just trying to make good decisions with the football. Let our playmakers make plays. And I feel like we've been doing a good job of that. Still things to clean up. Still a couple things I wish I had back today. But you know, that type of weather game, typically not a fan of, but that was a lot of fun today.
It had to be the shoes,
It was,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah, a couple times there was seemed like the hand was bothering you a little bit. What happened there on the one line?
I got hit in the not so funny bone. It was bad. Like I don't know if anybody's ever been hit that hard in the funny bone where it feels like your hand's on fire. That's what it felt like, and I just kind of had no feeling in my fingers for a few plays. Not fun.
I'm sorry. Early in the game, you know, they were fired up. You guys had gone with 3 and out, and James makes that play. What did that do for everybody, especially to see him, you know, with that kind of speed on these kind of conditions?
We'll take those drives every day of the week. Spark some energy into us. He hit the hole. He hit it hard. We had guys blocking. All right. Ask him a question.
Right, man, I know it's kind of tough always coming in mid-season to a new team, but how much fun are you having, you know, just being here in Buffalo? You got a Pat T-shirt on, man. How excited are you?
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. Obviously, it's always fun to win. Fun to be in a new place with, a close-knit group, guys who, love each other. They spend a lot of time around each other, and I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Josh, you had Sean on snow angels every game. Is that something that you ever thought you'd see?
Honestly, no. He's the one that got me to do it too. I wasn't. I was just trying to give him some flowers. He was live on TV, and yeah. I mean, anytime coach asks you to do something, you do it. I'm a good soldier, so I'm not the biggest snow angel fan because you get cold down there. My toes are freezing right now. I'm just trying to get in the shower, but it was fun.
Touchdown to Howland. Can you just describe that? How you saw it?
Yeah. I kind of played 2 guys to Coop. That's kind of my first read. Eyes went left, back to Dawson. And then obviously with how the footing was, our offensive line was able to just hold everyone at bay and allow me to look right. And Mac was kind of hand fighting with the DB over there and just gave him an opportunity to go make a play for us, and he did.
Josh, I know the first half, 14-3, you're backed up way back. I mean, it was probably just be safe and don't make a mistake down there. But you went 97 yards. How big was that drive at that point in the game, considering where you started?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was huge, especially given the fact that they were getting the ball after half as well. So we were able to kind of dwindle the time and not allow them to double dip is what we call it. So just again, an opportunity to be really good at situational football, and we did.
In those conditions, you got to be impressed by the way you guys moved the ball. I mean, because it was hard to move the ball, I'm guessing, right? And to go 97 in that spot was pretty impressive.
It was good.
Oh, it's
Expound. Good word. I mean, again, guys block their tails off. Receivers in the run game going and getting safeties and DBs, allowing our running backs to, we call it hat on hat, allow them to make some yards. And then the passing game, guys made plays.
Josh, like, saw in an interview, you said that a lot of people count this team at least externally. So I know you just said it feels different to win the division at this point, but does it also feel like it means maybe a little more?
No, I mean, I think, the only thing that this does is guarantees us a spot in the playoffs. Like I said, still a lot to learn from and grow from throughout the season. We got to play 5 more games, and next week we're going across the country, so we got to be ready for that one.
When was the
Touchdown to
last time
Highlands,
you threw a ladder?
Say that again?
When was the last time you threw a ladder?
Honestly, I don't remember. I don't remember
I've
ever.
never done it.
I don't remember ever doing something.
Mark, what was the mindset, coming off the bye week? What were some of the things that was coach telling you guys, during the bye week?
Just the same thing. Just not to get complacent. Just take it one step at a time, every game at a time. Obviously, we harp on the fact that this was an important game to win a division. Obviously, when you win a division, you automatically make the playoffs for the most part. So, yeah, that's what we were focused on.
How scary do you think this team could be?
With my experience, I played on a lot of teams, some good teams, some bad teams. This is definitely a scary team. Like Josh said earlier, we just sealed an opportunity, and that's all it is. So we just have to take advantage of it.
All right, what's the mindset when the weather's like this? Because this could happen.
Yeah,
again
for sure.
Before the end of the year, especially for a wide receiver, these kind of conditions. Does the mindset change at all when you go out in this kind of field and know what your role is in the game?
Not necessarily the mindset. Obviously, you have a job to do when you want to do that job. So from that standpoint, no. But it is a little bit of a different game as far as, the footing. It's harder to catch the ball. So I would just say you just have to focus a little bit more. That's it.
Josh, that touchdown
Last one.
back established you as the new career leader in touchdowns for the Bills, surpassing Jim Kelly. What does that mean to you?
It's a cool stat. That's kind of all it is. Just trying to be the best quarterback that I can be for this Bills team. We gotta find a way to get over the hump.
How's it feel to play as a soon-to-be married man?
Felt good. Felt free. See you guys. Go Bills.
Gotta be the shoes, baby.
We do. I do.
Hey, now we can do some questions. Give it a question.
So, y'all.
How challenging was the footing for a defensive player?
Oh yeah, it was tough. I mean, before the snap, you can see some of us trying to move some of the snow out of the way so we can have a good get off. But it was tough. But I mean, it didn't stop us from getting a win, so that's all that matters.
Usually in bad footing, the pass rusher sometimes
Mhm.
can't get anything going.
Yeah.
But you guys did. What do you use longer cleats or what
Yeah.
did you do?
I mean, everything stayed normal for me. I guess I feel like it was just the effort and just the determination. That's just trying to go out there 4-1 and just rush as a unit and do what we're coached to do.
The first sack showed a lot of speed there. Ran from the other side of the line.
Mhm.
Talk about that.
Just overlapping. I think me and Ed, we had a nice little game we were running. Then the center came to me. I kind of just popped the center and then just broke the pocket. And then Purdy was trying to get out to our left, and I just chased him down.
You have bigger goals than the clinch division.
Yeah.
For a couple of days. It's still special to enjoy that.
Yeah. It's always special. You gotta enjoy these moments. I mean, we put a lot of work in since OTAs to win the division. Like that was a goal of ours. So I mean, being able to come out here and do that, it was great.
What about having that line back out there on the field with you guys to a little bit of spark for the game?
Yeah, I mean, Matt's a special player, a special person, and it's the joy that the whole entire team got. just seeing him out there and also just the crowd when he ran out the tunnel. I mean, it's special.
You see your receiver lateral to your quarterback.
Yeah.
That run in, rewatch on the big screen.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. That's just them. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? That's just what they do. It's crazy.
Being a Miami guy, did you ever play in snow before you came to Buffalo?
Nah.
Have you what did you learn to like it, or what is your attitude about it?
I like it. It's cool. It's cool. I mean, obviously it's tough with the footing. So I wouldn't, if I had to choose between snow and normal, I'd pick normal. But it's fun when you're out there and you don't really care about the weather, you know, because you can't make it a focal point on your preparation. You just gotta kind of is what it is and go out there and just play hard.
Right, we talked about footing. Is there conversations about what you're gonna wear? Do you change? Do others? How does that work? Do you go out there and see what you like?
Yeah, I mean, some people change their cleats. I don't really change mine. I kind of just try to make sure I'm like cleaning them out in between plays with like the little we got these little orange tools that we use to kind of clean our feet, or just tapping my heels together and trying to get the snow out.
Thank you, Greg. John. Hold it. Do you need me to dump anything? No. Chris, do? No, I've not done this. Okay, I'll give you that. You might still have some cards. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'll make sure I do that. Thank you. Super Bowl era.
All right, Taylor, tell us about the big play punch out. Just kind of how did you see the play unfold?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wasn't even really trying to go for the ball, just trying to make a tackle, save a touchdown. Was able to, get the ball out. Huge game-changing play right there. Obviously, CB picked it up. I thought he was going to score. He should have scored, man. But, it's game-changing play for sure.
So you didn't actually punch at it? You just were wrapped?
Yeah, just really going for the ball. Obviously slippery conditions out there. So, obviously, any ball carrier, obviously, it's going to be a little more slippery. But, I really wasn't even trying to go for the ball.
How, just describe how the footing affected you and how you dealt with a tough one.
Yeah, the first drive right there, I feel like we were kind of back at our heels and stuff. A lot of guys not really getting their footing and stuff. And so, After that first drive, we held them to 3, had a red zone stop, came to the sidelines, and, we started switching out to the 7-stud, the longer cleats. So I think that made a huge difference for the game. But, getting your footing was tough. We kind of had to make adjustments the rest of the game, just, making sure that we're, our feet are under us. We're not taking too big of, steps and breaking too much out of our, center of gravity and stuff like that. So we were able to make adjustments throughout the game.
Was it fun?
Oh yeah, that was probably the funnest game of my life right there. Obviously, big time Sunday night football game, snow game. Man, it was unbelievable. Obviously, clinched Division II, so great night.
How much of playing in these conditions is mentally like embracing it and enjoying it? Because I mean, obviously it's more enjoyable when you're ahead too. But what is that mindset like of saying we can handle it?
Yeah, I mean, I think they got the saying around here, and don't quote me on the saying because I might get it wrong. But when it's too tough for everyone else, it's just right for us. So, that's a mentality that we have every single day. Whenever we can, coach is having us out practicing outside during the week and stuff like that. Just embracing the elements, embracing the mentality really, because it's real home field advantage here with the Bills Mafia, and obviously with the weather too. So we definitely take advantage of that.
Any extra juice having that Milano back on the field?
Oh yeah, man. I couldn't wait to get 58 out there, man. It was, I really have never played a game with him, because he went down early last year and he really hasn't played since the London game, Jaguars last year. So, I was excited, obviously training camp, getting, a lot of practices out there with him and stuff. But, you could feel the whole juice and energy of the whole team, defense rallying around him, obviously team captain, and, just getting his feet wet. Man, it was great to see 58 out there.
Obviously, that's a really good team on the other side. But is there a moment when you kind of felt like, not like a punt, but like there was an avalanche of like, okay, we got this game, this is ours?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, obviously our offense is rolling too. They were, Jimbo was, cranking a lot of big runs out and stuff like that. And, as soon as we went up 21-3 at halftime, and then, we got that turnover, coming out of halftime, I feel like that was a kind of huge shift in, momentum.
You made the play to clinch the division last year in Miami in the final game of the year, and now you guys do it a lot earlier. What does it allow you to do, already having the division locked up in 5 games left?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it feels great. They did it. This is 5 straight division titles here in Buffalo. So, obviously that's amazing. But we said it in the locker room. This is not the finish line. There's still a lot of season left. There's still a lot of games where we can get better and roll into the playoffs. And obviously it feels good clinching a playoff spot like that this early on. But this isn't the finish line. We still got a lot of ball left, and we're excited.
Sorry.
You're good. You're
What was
good.
your vantage point on Josh Allen, Amari Cooper?
Oh man, I mean DBs were on the bench right there, and I mean we couldn't even believe our eyes. Like I've never seen anything like what Josh. Obviously he took over this game. He takes over every single game. But that play was, I mean, unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it.
Taylor, in a game like that, do you try to keep the receivers in front of you because of the footing, just in case you miss something? You just try to keep them in front of you. Is that the safe thing to do?
Yeah, I mean, obviously when we went up, 21-3 and had a big lead, obviously your mentality and your play calling changes a little bit. Your playing style changes a little bit. So, just making sure we're, not giving up any deep shots or anything like that, making them, chunk it throughout the whole field, and, not giving them any big plays when we're up big lead. But, obviously with footing like that, just making sure we're deep enough and we're, staying within ourselves when we're planting and when we're changing direction, stuff like that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. All right, so I want to start off by thanking a few people, if I could, just for all their help with getting this game played, and also the tremendous job in clearing the roads and making it as safe a place as possible to get this game played, and for the fans to experience what they experienced tonight. So I'll start with Kathy Hochul and her staff, Bill Geary, Dan Nevereth from Erie County. Appreciate all of your help. The Bills staff, I'll just mention a few of the names, department heads here. Andy Major, Matt Hunter, Aaron Ramella, and their respective staffs for just a job well done. It takes a lot to be able to, again, pull this off with the amount of snow and the timing of the snow, as you guys know. So the countless fans and workers who helped shovel us out and the area of the stadium and around the stadium. And then last but not least, the fans and all those in the organization that don't get the credit they so deserve day in and day out for what they do for the Buffalo Bills and the community. Can't say enough about that and how grateful we are. I think we get a lot of the credit, the people who get our names in the paper, but it's about much more than us. And so I'm extremely grateful for everyone's help. And I'm extremely happy for the fans that they get a chance to experience this at home in the snow. Like I said in the locker room, and Coach Levy said it, where else would you rather be, right? I think that says it all, and right here, right now. Just awesome moment.
What
Time's yours.
inspired this snow angel?
Well, to be honest with you, we were coming down the tunnel at halftime, and Zach Davidson said to me, he tapped me on the hip and he said, "Hey, we win this game, you got to do a snow angel." And I said, "All right, you got it." So I guess I followed through on my promise.
If you look across this roster right now, you mentioned Zach Davis, Camilla, Rex Slot, Matt Holland, the guy that's fitting this role, Alec Anderson, what he's meant for your run game and offensive line. The guy, the secondary guys, and people maybe don't get the headlines. What have they meant to your team this season?
I think that's really what makes a good team is the guys that are, let's call them in the gaps, that people they're not the household names that people know about or talk about. Those guys embracing their roles, being ready to go week in and week out, practice squad players the same way. I think that's really, to me, what makes a good football team or just a good team overall.
Sean, when you talk about the home field advantage here and all that you have, but it takes players embracing what it is.
Yeah.
And, it's like Taylor just said about it's too tough for them, it's just right for us. How important is it to build that and have the players who come in embrace playing what it's like to play in Buffalo?
Yeah, I remember when I first got the job, when Brandon and I first arrived, being at the combine and someone saying, "Hey, that it's going to be hard to get players to go to Buffalo." And I didn't say anything, but in my mind, I was saying to myself, well, we'll see, when people get a chance to be in this environment and play in front of these fans, I think it makes a huge difference, right? this is a place where people love their professional sports teams. They love sports overall. And it's a true connection to me that I've experienced in 8 years of the team and the fans are one. And that doesn't happen everywhere. So I think this place is starting to become a place around the NFL now that people come and they see this and they're going, I want to be a part of this. Even players sometimes after the game from the other teams saying, hey man, this is pretty cool. So I think that speaks for itself, really.
As a coach, do you draw a lateral to Josh Allen?
Yeah, I just closed my eyes when I saw that. When I saw that happen, I was like, oh, geez, here we go. It's just, I don't really have words for it other than to say it's two veteran players with great symmetry, really.
December 1st.
And probably something you saw in backyards all across Western New York, or at least Buffalo, in the last 48 hours. I know my son was in the backyard playing with his buddies, and I was just sitting in the by the window watching those guys yesterday. And I mean, they're all wishing they could be Josh Allen and Amari Cooper, right? Which I think is cool.
This December 1st, when it comes to division, I know they're all different, and they all come at different times in the season. How is this one different in the way that it's so early in the year and there's a lot of season left to play? Josh kind of alluded to, you get to play free now and really kind of let it fly.
Yeah, I mean, it's always hard to do, so you'll take it whenever you get it, whether it's the last week of the season or this early in the season. I think the biggest thing is, I'm going to give you the coach's view on it, Josh, is where we go from here, right? How do we reset? Certainly to enjoy this, like I said to the team, these, being 50 years old, 20 plus years in this league, I've learned to try and enjoy the moments, and this is a moment, right? And then after that, tomorrow move forward and turn the page, because as you know, as we talk about a lot, it's a week-to-week league, and you got to bring your A game. And for us, it's continuing to develop and grow in the areas we need to develop and grow in and take those necessary steps.
Josh made it very clear that you guys go for the number one seed. That is the goal now that you get from the division. Is that something that has been kind of the message, especially now that the division's wrapped up?
It's probably the next goal for us, right, is to position ourselves the best we can. We control a piece of that. And then, some of that we don't. So it's really about our level of play every week, getting to the level it needs to be. And that usually puts you in a good spot one way or the other.
With the elements the way that they were today, comfortable players, it's hard to run the ball when another team knows you want to run the ball in a game like this.
Yeah.
To see the success that you had on the ground, all three backs, the offensive line, what did you see that you liked out of this effort today?
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a line of scrimmage game, and I applaud our guys, our offensive line in particular. And I know the defensive side, they had some runs, right? It's tough. It was tough footing in on the defensive side because they know where they're going, and you don't know where they're going, right? And but I think we can do some things better overall, and we need to do them better. Offensively, to be able to run that football the way we did, like you said, when they knew we were going to run it because of the conditions in particular. I thought James's run was at the early part of the second quarter, I think was huge in terms of opening it up, really. And being able to score on that was huge. And the way he practices is just what you saw on that run. Every day, that same effort, trying to score on every play in practice, every run play that he gets, and it just shows up on game day.
Matt Milano, you got him out there. He was for the coin toss. He starts. He's playing. Was it planned how much he was going to play? I don't know what his snap counts.
Yeah.
It seemed like he had a good percent.
Yeah, I don't know the snap count either. We tried to focus just primarily on first and second down, Mike, with his reps, and just to try and ease them back in. Now, who knew it was going to snow as much as it did? We didn't know that. We knew it was going to be a little bit snowy maybe during the game, but not to the extent. And so we didn't have a ton of third downs just based on the way the game was played. So he may have gotten a little bit more than we wanted, but as he told me before the game, he's like, I'm going to sneak in on some third downs too. And I was like, okay, right. So.
When you think back to Pittsburgh, you were pretty beside yourself when you talked to us about Milano being out.
Yeah, yeah.
Seeing this all kind of come to fruition tonight and go out there, what feeling did you have when you saw that?
Yeah, I don't usually pay a ton of attention specifically to guys getting announced before the game. This it just so happened it was the week the defense was up, and to hear the crowd go crazy when Matt was announced, I think just again it's I don't want to speak for the fans, but I think they appreciate how tough he's had to be over the course of the last 2 years and his journey. More just as much I think as his level of who he is as a player. And so when they were cheering for him, I think that, to me, what I heard was they were appreciative of the fact that he had worked himself back to come back for the team. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.